Hi there, Sean Wilmot. Today we're going to be looking at the all-new Mazda CX-8. We're running a 2.2 twin turbocharged engine. Puts out 140 kilowatts of power, which is pretty awesome. But what's even better is the 450 newton meters of torque that a diesel can produce from just a little bit under 2000 RPM. Now, what does this all mean as far as English is concerned? Basically, it means I've got a very, very smooth engine. There's plenty of power here on tap at my foot command, and I can feel the surge of power from that torque, which is really making a huge difference. The computer systems on board the Mazda transfer the torque from the engine to the drive wheels. What this means is that the drive wheels are constantly loaded up as you go into a corner. That means for you, less steering input from the steering wheel, which effectively means you're going to be able to turn this car all day long without getting even the slightest bit tired. Now, one of the nicest things about the CX-8 is the execution of the interior cabin. But in the Mazda, there's something just a little bit different, just a little bit more sophisticated. You've got chrome, you've got black piano plastic, you've got leather, which is nicely stitched. You also have some very, very nice wood trim in there as well. Now, it's all well and good having a beautifully sumptuous cabin that makes you feel like you're in an airliner. But you've also got to have practicality added into that. And Mazda have done that so very, very well with this particular car. All the switchgear that I want is pretty much exactly where I'd expect to find it. And it's subtle. That's the beauty of it. All of the instrumentation that you can see down here in front of the steering shifter, all the buttons down there are exactly where I'd expect to find them, and they control such wonderful functions like this one, for example, which is the seat heater. So there we have the Mazda CX-8 as it was driving through the city. And now, as you can see, we're out of the city environment and I'm appropriately dressed. What I'd like to do at this point is just go through a couple of those things that I mentioned earlier, particularly about the front of the car, which is by far and away, in my opinion anyway, and that's what counts, the most exciting piece of the Mazda CX-8 exterior. Well, I'm a particular fan of these headlights. This is very, very nice and different from a modern car, and it's got that lovely hooded look, just a little bit badass. And I think that's really fantastic because, hey, if I'm the owner, I want a badass car to go with my attitude. That's precisely what the Mazda CX-8 will do. So what Mazda's done is they've given you the big black plastic screen up the front here, which is fabulous, and they've also given you a little controller right down here, which is exactly where you need it to go. And let's say I want to switch from my navigation system, which is now up on the screen. I want to have a look at my communication system, or possibly my entertainment system. Just by rolling that dial, I can take the car through all of those functions. The CX-8 actually uses a combination of both GPS navigation systems and the ability to actually read road signs. That little indicator light there will change to 50 kilometers per hour or 80 or whatever the speed limit happens to be for that particular environment. It's a very cool system, and it sounds a bit like a nano-ish type device. Big Brother is telling you what speed you should be doing. That system can actually save you a small $130 fine and numerous demerit points. Good thinking, Mazda. Right, well here we are at the park, and I'm now going to show you one of the Mazda CX-8's real party tricks. This is an 80-degree opening door, which is really handy when you've got those little kiddies in the far back seat. Being open 80 degrees means that I can stuff stuff easily into here, which is great if I've got nobody sitting here. But it's also kind of important for the people, the little people, who are sitting in the back seat, because once that seat slides forward, it gives them a greater access into their seats. The back seat accommodations are just as good as the ones up the front. You can tell from the door sills here, we've got the leather, we've got the darker toned leather, we've got the wood trim, and directly underneath that, the chrome finishing strip. Now back here we've got the 2 additional seats that make up the 7 in this 7-seater SUV, but not everybody wants 7 seats all of the time. Mazda's made it very simple to eliminate that, however, and give you maximum amount of boot space. Very simply, just grab this lever back here, which you can't see, and push the seat forward so that it folds flat. Same again on this side, and voila, big boot space. So there we have it, the Mazda CX-8, the perfect vehicle that goes between the concrete corporate jungle to the campground paradise that we have in New Zealand. Thanks Mazda CX-8, it's been wonderful.